late into the night, and in the Senate, you walk onto the Senate floor, and there are these big wooden ornate doors. And those ornate doors opened. And John McCain came out. He's going after me. And I'm going back after him. I'm going back after him. And that was it. And this is what the public saw. And then I step onto the floor of the well of the Senate later that day. We had votes. And I passed by John McCain. And he looks at me and he says, "Kid, come over here. You're going to make a great senator." True story.
I'm not thrilled with this because I just find that maybe it did happen. To me, it doesn't sound like him. And I tweeted after I saw it that I'm really just, for me personally, on a personal level, Democrats really want to turn my dad into a progressive liberal that, like, 6 years after his death, he's now just the most liberal progressive that ever existed when he's one of the most conservative senators in American modern history. It's getting to the point of being disrespectful the way everyone is talking about him, because I find so much of it, it just doesn't sound like him. And we were obviously incredibly close, and I worked with him both professionally and, we were very close personally. And it's hard. I don't like it. And I remember what he actually said about Vice President Harris in private. I actually was like remembering a specific dinner party was something he said, which I don't want to be disrespectful or uncouth and share it right here. But like it just sounds like not real to me.
I'll ask you a question about it. You can pass, of course. Is what she said in characterizing what she claimed was a conversation with your dad, he said you make a great senator, is that consistent with your sense of what he thought of her?
No, not at all. And there's one thing in particular, there's one dinner that I was at with him and some other politicians I can remember very specifically something he said about her. And again, I don't want to like get into some kind of match with the Harris campaign, but I just like, he was not a Democrat. He was so far from it. And her stance on Israel alone would gross him out. So like, I just, and Afghanistan and the economy and the border, like and I also think it's just very strange that like Democrats can't get any other way to prove their bipartisan like bona fides other than bringing up a dead senator. Like, have you done nothing else in your life? You have this like obscure story that I've never heard her say, I've never heard, period. Maybe it did happen. Maybe it didn't. I didn't work with him all the time, but like, I've never heard it before. She never felt the need to share it before, except 24 days before the election in Arizona, when you're, by all intents and purposes, from everything I've heard from you and many other places it's being reported, she's flatlining with independents.